Good evening, and welcome to the Immersive Experience. I'm your guide, Desi Lou, and this is a podcast about you, for you, from you. And today we talk about unmasking self deception, an immersive journey into the lies we tell ourselves. Woo! First things first, I would like to thank EMUA Apparel for the t shirt. Be a girl who turns her dreams into reality. And listen, this is so important to me because it's been so many times where it was a lot of things that I felt like I couldn't do or that I wasn't capable of doing. And it's because of what we were talking about today. I was lying to myself. I was deceiving myself. I was playing out a part of me that wasn't even me. Good evening, Tarian. How are you? So I'll be asking, how are y'all? Like, I'll be really interested too. Like, I want to know. I know I'll be having somewhere to get to though, but EMUA Apparel, and it stands for Elevated Minds Uninhibited Ambition. Okay. Baby, we be scared to go after that ambition. That stuff be scaring us. Be ready to crawl up under something, right? So we want to talk about self-deception and how we deceive ourselves, in what ways we can deceive ourselves. Um, the way I came up with this podcast topic, very last minute actually. So today I was texting a friend of mine and we were talking, and I asked him, I was like, well, what's one of the things that you have learned to accept about yourself? And he was basically saying, like, I had to be honest with myself, basically. And I'm like, and he was like, we all do. And I'm like, dang, you're right. There was a post that I seen on Facebook earlier this week, and a lady was simply saying, like, she was saying, like, basically, don't let people treat you like the baloney, like something off of the baloney, the red little thing off of the baloney. Don't let people just throw you away. And like, I think we have to understand where we're throwing ourselves away at. How we put in our mind that we are not good enough. I know that was a lie I told myself for a long time. Like, I'm just not enough. Ain't nobody gonna want me. Ain't nobody like, and it's like, even just playing it back, like, it sounds so stupid to me these days, but then, no, it didn't sound stupid then. I was so hyped up, amped up to tell anybody, like, yeah, I just don't think, my friend used to ask me, he used to say to me, he was like, what are you, afraid of being great? And like, literally, that was a fear of mine. I ain't trying to outshine nobody. I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. I don't want the smoke that come with being great. I don't want none of that. Like, I don't want it. Like, and I'm like, how can you be afraid of being better? But it's a thing, cause I think we all battle that. Like, what they say, when you know better, you do better. Is that really true? I can't say that it's true per se, but I really do believe that when you know better, you do better. And and even though we know better, we'll still sit there and we'll tell ourselves things to try to make it go along with how we want to feel, like where we want to be in our comfort zone. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we want to be there. I'm comfortable. Fuck, I want to get up and move around for it. Why I gotta go pick somebody up, do this, do that? No, I'm comfortable in my skin. I'm right where I'm at. Not all the time. What, Tori? Because talk to me, baby. So while he's putting that, I want to ask y'all, like, what are some ways that y'all lie to yourselves? We do find loopholes, yeah. But what are some ways that you guys lie to yourselves? Like, if you're thinking about it, you don't have to put it in a comment or nothing. Just think to yourself, or you can comment. I love to read, but um, yeah, knowing better, but not doing, but doing better. Yeah, I don't know. I was bad for a long time. Like, I ain't do better, and I always had an excuse. Like, do better for what? For what? Hey, Nunu. Welcome in, everybody. So, we lie to ourselves. We convince ourselves we are not good enough or that we're stuck in our current situation. It's been a lot of times where I've convinced myself like this is just as good as I'm gonna get. Like this is just it. Can't do any better than this. Like I've done that before. A million. We'll think we're stuck a place. And what's that song when he be like, "Don't do it for the kids, do it for me." What song is that? Oh, I don't want nobody that's doing it for anybody else. Like if you're not doing it for me, then it's probably not gonna work. So you probably can go ahead and leave right now. And that's me just being honest with myself because oh, you want this shirt? EMUA Apparel. Listen, he made this shirt for me. He watched my podcast and he was like, I'm just getting started. I want to bless you with a shirt that you could wear tonight for your podcast. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. So I want to say, like, you don't know that song? Don't do it for the kids. Let's stay together. That song. So I really felt like this shirt was like, it's like, dang, like just keep believing in your dreams. Keep pushing to turn them into reality because it's somebody. I sounded bad when I was singing it though, but it's somebody that's out there that's watching you. I don't care how many views you don't have. I don't care how many people don't like your shit. I don't care how many people. If you pushing your dream, if you believing in your dream, baby, they don't got no choice but to believe in your dream. You understand me? They have no choice because, baby, ain't nobody pushing me like I'm pushing me. But I push me like they push dope. You hear me? Like, I ain't gonna be on time, but I'm coming. You hear me? Like, I'll be there. I'll be there. Check me out now, for real. But we lie to ourselves in a lot of different ways. So I think that I lie to myself a lot, like a whole lot. I mean, like, I walked myself down to the clearance aisle and sat there, like, well, like, literally, like, because I didn't think I was good enough. One thing, based off like society back when I was growing up, I didn't think that I was pretty enough. And it was a lot of things. It was a lot of self-reflecting that went into finding out if how I was lying to myself, how I was deceiving myself, how I was talking myself out of a lot of things that I wanted for myself. So good evening, Makita. How you feeling? I always ask how everybody is feeling, so always check in. Okay, bro, Dusty, they definitely watching. You hear me? They definitely watching. Yeah, Life Jennings, that's the song. When he said, don't do it for the kids, do it for me. And I felt that because if you here for anybody else, and you're not here for me, we shouldn't even be together. I don't know. And this is another way that we deceive ourselves. Like, I'm glad that you're doing better, Makita. This is a way that we deceive ourselves. We'll say, "Oh, we gotta stay together for the kids." I don't, and I understand if you do. I'm not saying that it's a good thing or it's a bad thing, but I do think that if we're looking at it realistically, we still teach the children how to inadvertently deal with things that they don't want to deal with. We still teach people how to lie to themselves, how to say, oh, we're doing this for the kids, so we got to stick it out. We got to work together. We got to be here with each other so the kids can see that we're cohesive. It's a lot of things like that. Oh, I'm just here for the dog. Okay, bitch, leave then. Goodbye. I hope you grow to be bigger than life. Oh, okay, me too, baby. I hope you grow to be bigger than life too. I'm speaking everything right back at you, honey. 10 times. You heard me? So we can also deny our feelings and desires. So how do we deny ourselves? In what ways do we deny our greatness? In what ways do we keep ourselves? I posted a clip today and it was essentially talking about how we prepare to fail, but we never prepare to succeed. And this is giving me a feeling of something like that. Like I'm so scared. That's what it is. The fear is always keeping me from preparing to succeed. So I'm so deep in my and my deception, that is just lie on top of lies on top of lies. Because one thing we know is once you tell a lie, you're gonna have to keep lying. You can't go back and tell the truth, baby. That's just gonna disrupt the whole earth. Like, what you talking about? You have to keep lying. You tell yourself one lie, you're gonna keep lying to yourself. You're gonna keep trying to make it make sense. You're gonna keep trying to stick yourself back into that comfort zone. Exactly, Makita, that's exactly what I'm saying. She said, I'm going to do what's best for the kids by removing myself and the kids if it's not good. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. Like, we put ourselves through so much shit because we're sitting here and we're thinking about everybody else in a situation, but we're not thinking what's best. We're thinking, oh, well, we thinking what's best. We're not thinking what's right. What's the right thing to do? The right thing to do. What's the healthy thing to do? What's the least stressful? We think that because we were raised from chaos. Listen, I was born from chaos, but that's not my story. You hear me? Like that won't be my end. That won't be the story that I tell everybody. You feel me? That ain't gonna be how they bury me. I refuse to go out this world still being the same chaotic person that I came in being. You feel me? Like, if we're not growing, if you're not elevating, if you're not becoming something more, like, you gotta be so aware of yourself. You hear me? Like, the only way you gonna know that you playing with yourself is to search yourself. Because we'll neglect ourselves. We'll think that, oh, we don't really gotta check ourselves. Jay-Z said we finding ourselves is the hardest thing to do. All these mirrors in the world, you think about this. You don't never see yourself. Never. You ain't never saw yourself. The only way I get to see myself is through a reflection, like a mirror. And the other way is through other people's eyes. Them the only ways I get to see myself. I don't get to, like, I mean, for me, I could look down and all I'm seeing is my hand, but my face, I only know what my face look like when I turn on the camera. And baby, let me tell you, like, I think I look good. No. Like, I used to sit there and be like, oh, woe is me. Like, fuck that. I don't give a damn. I don't care how ugly you think you are. I don't care how skinny you think you are, how big busted you think you are, how your abs don't look right. Like, none of that. How much loose skin you got. I don't care about none of that. You hear me? Because it's not about what's on the outside. Because physically, if you put the work in, you can change whatever you want to change. You can change it all. And you definitely have to search yourself. Find the flaws, find your strengths, and correct and build. Okay, Makita, that part. You hear me? Like, you got to do all of that. You really do. If you forever sitting here thinking that you just gonna fall out the sky and fall into your lap, you're not. You have to go on the journey. You have to take the step. A guy asked me under a post the other day, because all this engagement and activity that's been going on online on Facebook, because it's 30K and it's crazy. It's chaotic out there in the world these days. You don't know what the hell I'm gonna say. They probably like, who is this bitch? Yeah, like, so you gotta know what your heart look like. Because at the end of the day, and well, what I was gonna say, because y'all, I got the mind of a squirrel. I will get distracted quick as hell. What I was gonna say is that there was a guy who was asking me a bunch of questions under this post. And the post said that once your desire is to know yourself, all other desires cease. And it's so true, because you're constantly changing. You're constantly finding out new things about yourself. You're constantly growing. And so I don't remember what I put under there, but he came under there and he was basically saying, like, self-discovery is basically, it's not a thing, because you're forever discovering. And I told him, I said, but if you're present in the moment, you know you. And when you die, you gonna know how you died. You gonna know what you like, you gonna know what you didn't like, you gonna know what you applied, what you didn't apply. And that's what happens when you're walking in a moment and you're always aware of yourself. When you're checking yourself, that's how deception plays on you. Now, let me be honest. Is self-deception always bad? No, it is not. Because self-deception can help us through stressful situations. We could lie ourselves right through a stressful situation. You hear me? Like, hey, listen, this is not as bad as it seems. You go to work every day and hype yourself up. You're deceiving yourself. You don't even like that job. You don't want to be there. It's just a paycheck. You can pay your bills, right? That's why I go to work. So I could pay some bills. At least try. Because this adulting ain't easy. It's hard. And the thing is like once you get a certain age, you just kind of like, okay, now I gotta see where I'm floating it. Now I gotta see where I'm feeling it. I gotta see what's working, what's not working, how I want things to work, how I don't want things to work. And you really gotta sit there and really question yourself. And I don't think we ask ourselves enough questions. Self-discovery can get ugly. Okay, no, for real, be embarrassed by some of the stuff we done did. Like, be embarrassed. You hear me? Like, hi. Like, I can't believe I did that. I dated that guy. Why would I do that? Blinded because he made you feel good, baby. Listen. Be looking back like, dang, that nigga was a troll. He was ugly. So, what are some reasons that you think that you lied to yourself? So for me, I lied to myself because it was a defense mechanism. It was easier for me to be in that delusion opposed to dealing with the reality. That's how I ran from reality. Just kept lying to myself. It'll do something different. It'll play out another way. It'll happen some other way, and it didn't. And I lied to myself to avoid a lot of painful truths. I didn't want a lot of things to be what they wanted. Yeah, I wanted a reality that wasn't present. I wasn't working toward it either. So I was gonna have to keep lying to myself because I wasn't getting there. I wasn't getting anywhere. I was just doing. Because I want y'all to read this a few times, right? So I was just doing. And remember, EMUA Apparel. Hit me up in my inbox. I'll give y'all his information because it's not a thing. He makes shirts, y'all. So hit him up. I don't know if he do custom shirts or not, but definitely. So self-deception can lead to missed opportunities, broken relationships, and even stunted personal growth. It's a barrier of authenticity. So you'll never be able to be your real self as long as you lying to yourself. So we always going for I feel like and I feel like that's how we lie to ourselves often. Because we'll get in relationships that we know like they not for us. They wasn't built for us. It's not something that we should probably be in, but yet we still try to make it work. We're lying to ourselves because we want to see the end result that we want to see. And that's where we have our attachments and everything that's attached to it, like how I want it to look, our expectations. Then we also have our standards. So I had to think about all of these things. Like, that's how I found all my lies. Like, literally, I started asking myself so many questions. It was kind of like crazy. So when I be talking to people and I start asking them questions, I be like, excuse me, because I'm an inquisitive child, okay? Like, I'm an inquisitive child of the moon. Sometimes the truth is hard for us to accept because of our human emotions. You are absolutely correct. I agree with that, Telvin. 101%. Our human emotions are always in our way, especially if we're not aware of why we're being triggered by them. So it's going to be easier for us to feel the things that we won't allow ourselves to feel. So it's easier for us to repel against it. We'll say, oh no, what men have to say to themselves? Oh, men don't cry. Oh, men don't get hurt. Men don't have emotions. You know what I'm saying? If it ain't about money, if it's not about, men lie to themselves constantly. Women, we lie to ourselves the most. But I think that's because like I don't know. I know I lied to myself a lot, especially when it came to relationships. And that's how lying to myself ended relationships. That's how my deception ended a lot of relationships. Cause it's a lot of places where I went in knowing like, okay, this is not gonna work. Like I can already see a behavior that I'm not even fucking with. Like, I'm not fucking with that. This nigga weak. what I'm supposed to do with him? I and listen, it's nothing wrong with being weak, okay? Or whatever my definition is of weak. And weak is just simply like you're not strong-minded enough. What is deception? Deception is lies. It's the lies that we tell. Deception is deceiving somebody, someone. That's what deception is to me. Deceiving is deceit. It's a lie. That's what is deception to you? What is deception to y'all? Like, because I think that's a good question though, because depending on the way that we describe a word, and that's how we look at it, and that's how we walk in that truth, that's how it becomes our reality, because well, this is what it means to me. That's why words be different. Like, I was talking to a guy earlier on my page this week, and we were talking about how I thought the opposite of love is indifference. And he said the opposite of love is malice. At first, I thought the opposite of love was fear, but fear is an illusion. So when we started talking more and he started explaining his side of why he thought it was what it was, I said, well, we're not even arguing what's opposites. What we're stuck on is what the definition of opposite means for both of us. For him, it was on opposite was on an emotional level. It was one emotional extreme to the next emotional extreme. For me, opposite is it is and then it's not. That's it. Like it is and then it's off. So if love is to be on, indifferent is to be off. You feel me? Telvin says, so it's an illusion that steps into our reality to get us to believe in an ideal and very true. So deception is an illusion that steps into our reality to get us to believe an ideal and very true. I'm lost a little bit, but I do know that deception is an illusion that steps into our reality to get us to believe in an ideal. So that's what deception is to you. So, and a lie is a lie an illusion as well? Because I mean, you got to make it up. So I guess we saying the same thing. You're lying. You're lying to yourself. Hello, Jazz. How are you this evening? And that's simply all you're doing. That's all we've ever done. We've only lied to ourselves. We made ourselves believe the things that other people said. We made ourselves believe the things that we said. That it don't matter. The dog could have looked at you funny and you thought something about yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of different ways that we can deceive ourselves. It's a lot of different ways that we can take something, look at it, and then lie to ourselves about it. Because we think that it fits us or that it's worth something and we should apply it to ourselves. This is what I often try to ask people, like, how aware are you of your unconscious biases? They're unconscious. So how aware do you think you are of your unconscious biases? And if you can answer that question, I want to hear the answers. Please answer. I want to read them literally. Like, how aware are you of your unconscious biases? And just remember, self-reflection is key. And that's how I became aware of my unconscious biases. I was always asking myself questions like, am I feeling mad because of such and such and such and such? Why am I saying no to this? Do I really think that it's a no? If we go back and we talk about how people are pro-choice, or how your religion, how you believe in your religion, or things like that. So like, right. Okay, you gotta think three times before you speak. I read, was that Steve Harvey teaching somebody how to stop stuttering? And he was like, okay, think, and then say it. I wonder if that worked for them. It worked for him. So he said he used to have a stuttering problem, and that's how he did it. Sad reality, we live in a world where people prey on the emotions of others. Narcissist behavior. That is a sad reality. But if I'm being honest, and this is just me being me, people let you. I can't. I have empathy for people who are played on. I do. But then in the same breath, it's kind of like, are you, and they're not aware. The only thing I could do is help make them aware. So I do think that it's a sad reality that there's so many people willing to take advantage of a person. But I think there's also another sad reality that so many people are willing to be taken advantage of. So it's a choice. I don't know. I always say that you can only be a victim one time. Anything after that is a choice. It's a choice. And you're just living in your pattern. That's it. Because this is how you learn to cope. It's another way that we lie to ourselves, saying that we have to be stuck in a place where we really don't have to be stuck at when you could leave, which is why I wholeheartedly understood when Kanye said slavery was a choice. I got it. But I also understand that the opposite of that was death. And you had to choose. Either you gonna die risking going to freedom and not to be a slave anymore, or you finna stay on this fucking plantation and be the slave. Or you can hop off the boat. It's either death, it's either life or death. You can take the chance and risk the opportunity of getting to freedom, or you could just remain a slave and wait till freedom come to you. Either way, it all spent around, right? It all came right back around. It's about your choices. If it's destined to happen, it's destined to happen. If you're destined to be a fool, then you're destined to play the fool. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know until you wake up and actually understand like what's going on, how people getting over on you, how you letting people get over on you, where you missing it at, how you thinking everybody your friend. Why do you think that everybody is got some good in them? Why you think everybody should start off at 100? These are the type of questions you need to be asking yourself. Why does everybody start off at? I had a friend, she kept telling me all her people start off at 100%. I'm like, girl, no, they don't. Bring them in at zero. I don't know you. You come in at zero. She's like, I think of it as a test. You take a test, you don't have, I told her, I said, when you take a test, you don't have no points. You don't have no points until you start marking them answers. So when you start getting to know me, then that's when you start getting to know me. Put people exactly where they're supposed to be put. If a person lie to you one time, understand that they're going to lie to you again. They're a liar. And it might be far and few in between that they do it, but don't be over here acting all surprised like this person ain't ever lied to you before, played in your face before. That's the deception that we trying to get down to the bottom of. So I don't care about all these people who gonna play on other people's emotions. Baby, if you gonna sit up here and let them play on your emotion, then that's what you finna let them do. You need to be aware of yourself. You need to be in tune with yourself. You need to be able to know what you need and at what time you need it. And if that person not providing it, then you need to know to get the fuck on. You're not gonna keep sitting up in here trying to play with me, baby. Not me. You can't make me feel you're not finna make me feel all these types of ways and do all and keep up. Listen, one thing I promised myself is that I wasn't stepping on myself no more. I'm not stepping on my feelings. I'm not stepping on none of that. If it's gonna come out, it's gonna come out. And if you're gonna hate me, you're gonna hate me. Baby, it is what it is, and I said what I said. And we're gonna get over it eventually. And if you don't, oh the fuck will. It's nice knowing you too. No. Because I don't lie to myself. Once I see it, I see it. I can't unsee it. That's it. Good evening, Courtney. Okay. Once I lie to once I see the truth, that lying stuff out the door. It's gone. It's finito. I can't undo it. I can't unsee what I just saw. That's just it. Oh man. I'm glad somebody loved it about me. I thank you, Courtney. Thank you so much. But It's a million and one ways that we lie to ourselves. We lie to ourselves so much. I think even with me wanting to start my podcast, I was lying to myself the entire time. Like, it was something that I kept saying that I wanted to do. But one thing that I kept running back in my head and making it okay was like, ain't nobody gonna listen to me. Ain't nobody gonna want to see me. My first podcast that I did and I was serious about, I got 800 and something views on that. Listen, I ain't had that many views since, but I still ain't stopped showing up. Baby, I'm here. if it's important to you, if it's something that you want to see yourself doing, if it's somewhere that you want to see yourself being, go do it. The only person that's holding you back is you. Even from the way to see's mouth their self, shake the fear. And I wholeheartedly stand behind that 110%. You have to stop letting fear stop you from taking the next step. You have to stop letting fear keep you lying to yourself, deceiving yourself, telling yourself that you're not enough, telling yourself that you can't when you absolutely can. Because why can't you? And see, this is why self-awareness is so important. I got a lot of confidence in my skills and in my abilities because I know me. I know what I put into me. I know what I poured into me. My self-worth don't dwindle based off no motherfucking body. I don't give a fuck. Why you put me on the island by myself? I'll come back 10 years later and still be like, yeah, I'm good. I will reintegrate into society and want no shit. But I'll figure it out because I know me. I'm a researcher. I'm a research everything. Baby, what's your background? What's your history? You lying to yourself. You're stifling parts of you because you're lying to yourself. What's that going to do? What's that going to get you? What is that going to get you? Nothing at all. It's not going to get you nothing. Stop. You're better than that. And I mean that. My friend always used to tell me, she said, think more of yourself. Take that, y'all. Think more of yourself. And humbleness is not to think less of yourself. Humbleness is to be aware of yourself. You understand that? So be humble. Can't everybody mad at you because you seem so big, but it's not that you're big. It's that you're operating in confidence that they ain't never walked in. You hear me? So they're going to always try to tear you down. Confidence intimidates. It's going to intimidate a whole lot of people. I've always been called the crazy lady. So if somebody called me crazy now, it don't matter. I knew that already. So to me, listen, if you're going to walk in your power, walk in it. Don't play with it. God, Jazz talking about some I believe. Oh, I believe in you. Yes. Okay. I believe in you too, Jazz. I thought you were saying you believe me about I'm a crazy lady. I'm that too, okay? Believe in me about that. Crazy as they come. So find out what triggers your self-deception. Find out how your self-deception is affecting your decision making. Is it beneficial to you at all? You got to ask yourself all these questions. You have to go back over you with a fine-tooth comb. And I mean a fine-tooth comb, baby. Like you should have a story for a story on top of a story as to why this is about you and where you going with it and how you going to get there with it and what turn you going to take at the next life to be there on time. But that's you. Why wouldn't you know? You built you. Everything that happened to you happened to you. It didn't happen to nobody else. So I can't tell you. I can't tell you how to maneuver that. I can't tell you how not to lie to yourself. I can't tell you how to better yourself. Only you know that. I told somebody the other day, I said, I need a solution. I need a solution. And I said, don't give me no solution that's not me or it requires me bowing down or stepping out of my character. If you know me, come to me with solutions that I can comprehend. Things that I can step in. Don't be talking about oh, you need some money, girl. We could rob a bank, but we got to skydive out the plane. Baby, I'm not doing that. I look like a skydiver to you. Bitch, I look like some spy. I'm not. Come to me with things that I know I can handle. Come to me with things that I know that I can make sense out of. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I need money, but robbing the bank not it, because I ain't trying to spend the rest of my life in jail, so don't come bringing that shit up, right? Like, okay, playing the lottery might be reasonable, but you know I don't gamble, but I got $2. We'll try today. Like, them types of things where I keep my feet on the floor. Right, exactly. Meet me where I'm at. Y'all be out of there. Y'all be off the wall with some shit like that ain't even me. How I'm supposed to do that? Like, I don't know who you think I am, but I am not Houdini, honey, at all. But like I said, find out where you're lying to yourself at and tell yourself the truth. The guys over at Overstanding Darkness, the Overstanding Darkness podcast, he taught me this. He said, when you take one step towards the truth, it takes 2 steps towards you. So the more steps that you start taking towards your authentic self gonna be on your ass. I promise. Because baby, it's been waiting for you. When you show up, that motherfucker gonna be like, hey, oh my God. That's how I felt like when you find you and when you able to bask in the essence of you, relish in where you was, thinking about how you used to do all these things, how you used to run from yourself, baby, when you fall into your arms and you let you love you, you're gonna understand where I'm sitting at. I promise. You'll get a real good understanding of how I navigate the way that I navigate. Because my whole world could be falling apart. And baby, let me tell you something. I ain't breaking. The world breaking, but I ain't breaking. Because baby, I'm the creator. And the only thing I'm gonna keep doing is creating. I don't care what's falling. I don't care what's lacking. All we need to do is be aware of why it's falling, why it's lacking, where we fucked up at, how we can fix it the next time, and understand that duct tape ain't gonna put this shit back together. So we really need to do some real work. Get some tools, y'all. Y'all need some tools. I don't know what y'all doing walking around here with these Bob the Builder ass toolboxes, but I'm gonna need y'all to go to Menards and get y'all the real toolbox. The fuck y'all doing, dog? I mean that literally. I mean that figuratively. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not kids no more. You got that. You got all them years behind you. What did you gather? What did you gain? What do you know? Put that on there. Like, that's your resume. When somebody asks you about you and you sitting up here lying to yourself, baby, that resume ain't gonna matter. You gotta walk in everything that you just said that you was about. So your mind can think something, but if this not ready to follow, baby, you better get on. Okay. Hey Kent, how you feeling? How you feel? He said he heard it's some major gems in this space. Okay, hello. You speaking to them, the gems. They really are. And I am so happy that you guys came and interacted with me and talked to me. Like, I be having so much fun with y'all. Y'all don't even know. But thank y'all. And I really mean, like, keep searching yourself. Stop lying to yourself, but keep searching yourself. Keep searching yourself for all the lies that you forgot that you told yourself, all the things that you made yourself believe because you have now brainwashed yourself somehow. Keep going. Keep asking yourself questions. Keep figuring it out. I promise. I am feeling amazing as always. I don't know how else to feel these days. I don't know. If people say you could be high on life, you could be. Don't worry, we still meet our lows, but I always know. Like I said, if you walking with your self-worth, if you walking with your value, if you understand that you're not supposed to be on that clearance rack, that rack that you walked yourself down to and hung yourself up on and steam pressed yourself to be there for it, like, understand, like, get your ass up and get back over to the full price items. What are you doing? Stop lying to yourself. And I want y'all to have a great night. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Immersive experience. I hope you enjoyed. And keep growing, honey. That's right, Nunu. Keep growing. Have a good night.